Video made at Rollideo.com. Creating a video is now extremely easy with Rollideo. Stop complaining, says billionaire investor Charlie Munger. Everybody's 5 times better off than they used to be. Billionaire Charlie Munger thinks we should all be a lot happier. Munger, the longtime investment partner and friend of fellow billionaire Warren Buffett, says he doesn't understand why people today aren't more content with what they have, especially compared to harder times throughout history. People are less happy about the state of affairs than they were when things were way tougher, Munger said earlier this year at the annual meeting of the Daily Journal, the newspaper company where he's a director. The 98-year-old noted that he came of age in the 1930s, when Americans everywhere were struggling. It's weird for somebody my age, because I was in the middle of the Great Depression when the hardship was unbelievable. During that annual meeting, Munger complained that envy is a driving factor for too many people today. Before the early 1800s, there were thousands of years where life was pretty brutal, short, limited and what have you. There was no printing press, no air conditioning, no modern medicine, he said. Let's see some comments on Reddit. Another billionaire lecturing everyone from the safety of his bubble. The fact this billionaire conveniently forgets that the level of pay hasn't kept up with inflation or corporate profits since the early 80s is some bullshit. I've got more than 10 years of experiences in my field, and my partner has a frickin' master's degree and is working at a prominent university. We can't get enough money together to get a house. We talk about having a kid, but there is no way just the two of us would survive off one salary. Inflation went up in the double digits this year, and we both got 3% raises. And that was after raises were suspended for 2 years because of the pandemic. And employers wonder why no one wants to work. We want to get fucking paid. The sad thing, they complain people don't want to work, but oppose subsidized daycare. I know so many people who realized it's too expensive to work because of daycare costs. Charlie Munger has a personal vanity project to make college students live in a windowless shoebox. Not only is it a financial vanity, he is also the amateur architect that designed the box. 9 stories tall and housing 1,000 students. With no windows in the dorm rooms, and only 9 fire exits. What could go wrong? I don't think it is legal. Exceptions are made for billionaires. Quick Sum says he was 15 when the Great Depression ended. His dad was a lawyer and his grandfather a politician. Something tells me his upbringing was a little more stable than most people during those hard times. Born into a rich family and got into law school due to those connections, even though he didn't have a degree. From Wikipedia, when he applied to his father's alma mater, Harvard Law School, the dean of admissions rejected him because Munger had not completed an undergraduate degree. However, the dean relented after a call from Roscoe Pound, the former dean of Harvard Law and a Munger family friend. And people will try and claim we live in a meritocracy. My grandfather had to drop out of school to help support his family in his early teens. My grandmother was married off at 15 to help the family farm financially. This happened in America in the last 100 years. So for this rich fuck to think he had lived through hard shit is a fucking joke. Translation: you peasants need to appreciate that you're better off than the peasants of just a few decades ago. I know you work your life away and will only receive a fraction of your labor's fruit, paying for the luxurious lives of the 1%, but have you considered that Rockefeller didn't have a microwave or LED TV? Given how well off his family was back then, I doubt he suffered any hardship due to it. Could only go to the summer home for a week instead of the entire summer. What an awful, rough childhood. We should all sympathize with this man. Saber-toothed tigers used to eat people, so we shouldn't tax the wealthy or raise the minimum wage. With how much debt student loans, medical debt, and other forms of debt in America are, it's not really that much different than an indentured servant. Daddy was a lawyer and granddad was a US judge. Tell me how you had it rough back in the day, fuckface. Video made at Rollideo.com. Rollideo is a super easy tool to automatically create videos with auto-generated voiceovers and the exact subtitles. Thanks for watching.